Hello. Okay.
What are we doing today?
These two opponents.
Yeah, we're looking at another game from the most instructive games of chess
And soon,
ever played.
Daddy, soon we're gonna get to the Jiu-Jitsu one.
We are. I think that actually this is the first game that we got in the double digits. This is game number 10 in the book. So let's look at it. This game is between Bobby Fischer, very famous world champion,
Or Robert James Fischer.
and Hans Berliner. Hans Berliner was a famous master at the time. This game was played in 1948. So Bobby would have been quite young. He would have been 15 when this game was played. Game started with e4. Bobby always played e4 pretty much in all of his games.
Wait, in his lifetime?
Yes.
Oh.
And Berliner played knight f6, which is the Alyekin defense. This is a slightly less common opening, not super uncommon, but slightly less common. The problem with it is that it allows him to chase your knight around. But basically, black is hoping that his knight will be well placed in the center, and that white's pawn will have been pushed a little too far, and may become weak eventually.
Wait, what about c4 here? c4.
c4 is a move. First, Fischer plays d4. So he gets two pawns in the center right away, which is always a good thing. c4 can come eventually. Nothing's really stopping it. d6. And actually, the next move Fischer played was c4.
Okay.
All right, microphone is back.
Okay. The microphone is working.
Knight c3. And g6. So this is black's idea to get his bishop developed. There were two pawns in the way of this bishop if it went along this diagonal. So instead, he comes to fianchetto it, and from g7, the bishop will be pushing on right center. Bishop d3.
Daddy.
Bishop g7.
Daddy.
And hold on. Knight ge2. The point being that knight f3 allows this annoying pin. Already d4 is attacked again because of the pin.
Bishop e3. Bishop e3.
Yeah, but like it's just annoying to have now the bishop is good here, and it's annoying to have this knight pinned. So instead, knight ge2. Now bishop g4 is not possible because I would just tell you to go away. What were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask if I could get some water.
Yes. There we go.
Daddy.
Microphone is
quiet.
back.
The babies are sleeping. The babies are sleeping, Daddy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep this. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me have you hold this so it doesn't kick the microphone cable. And I'm going to tilt the monitor back toward you. Okay. Yeah, a3 wins a piece. Very good. And if knight takes e5, c5 is killing this knight. And how does white win a piece here?
Queen d4?
Queen d4 is not attacking anything.
Oh, let's see. b3?
b3 is an idea, but it does allow knight a5. Then what?
Then b4?
Then my knight comes back to c4.
Oh, okay.
And actually, in that position, you can still win a piece the same way as I have in mind here. But you have a simpler way to win a piece. So this knight is almost hanging. How can we take advantage of that?
Bishop takes c4?
No, you have something way simpler. So if bishop takes c4, they can play knight takes c4.
Okay.
But you can remove that defense very simply.
f4, the king's gambit.
Yeah, exactly. f4. So this removes this defender, and after the knight moves, the knight on c4 drops. And white loses a piece. So let's jump back to where we were in the game. So knight c6. Bishop e3, defending our pawn. Castles, and e5. He gives this, he makes a very correct comment here. He gives this a move in exclam, and he says that this is the kind of move that you have to play, because when you're black here, you have to put something in the center. He has to fight for the center somehow. So win or lose, he has to play a move like e5. But the problem with e5, it also has a downside. So black gets some pawns in the center, but it blocks this bishop. That's problem number one. And problem number two is that after d5, white gains space. Now this pawn is an advanced central pawn, and it's eating up some of black's squares. So black is losing space now. It's going to be harder for him to move his pieces around. Knight e7 and b3. So the point of b3 is to defend this pawn, because before my bishop was stuck defending the pawn, and the pawn was a little weak. Now this pawn is very safe, and my bishop can move wherever it wants. Knight d7, knight e4, knight f5. Bishop g5 is provoking f6. But black is not very happy to
You
move
mean
his...
pawn f6, not king f6.
Oh, I said provoking, meaning it's making black play it. It's
But you said provoking king f6.
No, I said provoking f6, but the end of provoking is king.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, it's good for white that black's pawn goes here, because both of these pieces might have wanted f6. Also, the queen might have wanted to come to the king side. The pawn on f6 is in the way for black. So bishop d2. And now white is threatening g4 and takes. That's white's new threat. Black plays knight c5. And now after takes. What kind of pawn is this?
Pass pawn.
Yeah, it's a pass pawn. So a pass pawn. Testing. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Okay.
Before this trade, the pawn was not passed because it was blocked by a pawn.
Can you keep that? Can you keep Streamlabs open so just in case?
Yeah.
Sorry that the microphone is.
Yeah, well, we're doing better this time because at least we're noticing it when it goes out this time.
Yes.
But okay, if there was a pawn on
Okay,
c7, hold on. If there was a pawn on c7, then this wouldn't be a passed pawn. because there will be a pawn in front of our d pawn that could eventually capture it. Now no pawn can ever capture this this d pawn. This thing can never be captured by a pawn. Okay, bishop takes f5. So white is giving up all of his bishops. Is he making bad trades like a beginner?
Yes.
Well,
Hey. No, but Daddy, bishop takes f. Nope, no, yeah.
now it's working. All right, so let's try not to touch this cable because it's
Sorry.
it's loose in there, and if you touch the cable, it'll knock this out of the jack.
Sorry for the mic problems.
Okay, so white has given up the 2 bishops, but the point is that now he can play the move well, okay. The first point, the more important reason why he made this trade is that it's good to blockade past pawns. So it's good to put a piece in front of them so they can't move. So this knight was coming to d6, and it was going to blockade that past pawn, and the pawn would be very hard to move. Now the knight is gone, and we have the long-term threat of playing d6, d7, and d8, making a queen. The pawn's not blocked anymore.
What about making a rook if the queen is stalemate?
So now we play f4, queen d6, blockading our passed pawn, and now white plays a nice tricky move. He plays the move knight h5. Because he wants to win one of these bishops. So if takes, then we can take a bishop. The point is that we want to get one of the bishops off the board.
We're defending that pawn too.
What, the pawn on f6?
No, not the pawn on f6, the pawn on h5, silly.
Well, there isn't a pawn on h5 now. But okay, you mean after takes. Yeah. So this is just totally unacceptable because these pawns are like garbage now. Black's king is exposed. All of 3 of these pawns are weak. And yeah, we're just going to collect those pawns. White's totally winning. So we can never play that. If he tries to keep his bishop by bishop h8, then all of our pieces become active very quickly. Like everything's coming in and making. Yes, this didn't happen, but this is what could happen. And all of our pieces just rush in, making threats.
Hey, John Nesta was online.
Bishop takes c5. Yeah, we're up a pawn. These pawns are rolling down the board. All of our pieces are active. This is good for white. So rook a to e8. All right, so we eliminate that bishop. And bishop f4. So now white's pieces become very active. And this is idea number 1, is we want to be able to push this pawn. So we're kicking the queen off of the blockade square. This queen was blocking our pawn. We're telling the queen to get out. Queen d2.
Get out of the way.
So now we have a new threat. What is white's threat in this position? To win material.
Is the mic good?
Yes, but don't touch it. How is white threatening to win material?
Wait, why are we on move 12?
We're not.
Oh, you just scrolled up there so I don't see it.
So you don't see the answer, yeah.
Yes.
What is white's threats? Doesn't matter. What's white's threat?
What is white's threat? It has to be moving the A rook. It can't be rook b1. Hang on.
You don't need the mouse. You don't need the mouse.
It can't be rook b1. It can't be rook a1.
Hold on. When you're looking for threats, you look at forcing moves first, not like developing rook moves. You look at checks and captures. So is there a check or capture that white is threatening?
There is a check that white is threatening.
What's the check?
Bishop h6.
Okay. Is bishop h6 going to win material?
No. No, it's not.
Why not?
Cause, you're right.
Yeah, bishop h6 is a simple threat. He's threatening to skewer the rook.
Oh.
So that's white's threat here. So how should black stop that threat?
By g5.
Yeah, g5 is
You don't like?
legal. It's legal. But it is weakening his king. I'm looking first if we can play bishop takes g5. I don't think I can quite get away with that, so I'm not going to do that. But I think that I would just play bishop e3 and then
Fine.
double my rooks on the f file.
Go back to the game. Go
And
back.
there's a lot of weaknesses. In the game, black stopped the threat by rook f7. Bishop h6 check anyway, king g1, rook a to e1. Getting on the e file, he doubles rooks, takes.
H3 exclamation point. What's H3 doing?
It's preparing the move g4. Because if the bishop gets cleared out of the way, f6 is weak at the end.
Hey, Daddy, I see a green chess bag.
So queen e4 was played in the game. And yeah, now Fischer plays a very nice move. He plays queen f2, which is threatening g4, followed by queen takes f6. There's a very important line here that we're going to look at, and we're going to look at it a little carefully. White doesn't play g4 right away, because if he does, black could make a perpetual check. This is how he does it. First, he sacks his bishop, so that he gets this check. And now, if white tries to get out of the checks...
Queen g2?
Yeah, so queen g2 is...
Queen d4 after queen g2. Queen d4.
Yes.
King h2.
Okay, so...
King h2, queen h4.
Yep, queen h4, we're still checking him. And now what if white goes queen h3 here? Can he go queen h3 and get out of check?
No, rook e2.
Yeah, rook e2 would just win a queen.
Yep.
So queen h3 is not acceptable, so that means he has to come back. And queen d4. What if he tries rook f2? Can he get out of check this way?
No.
Why not?
Queen d1.
You have something much better than queen d1. You can win here now.
With me? Me?
Well, okay, so queen d1 basically...
Rook e1.
Yeah, rook e1 is the move you should look at first, because it brings a new piece into the game. Rook f1 is not legal, so we have to play king h2. And now we can play a combination and win white's queen. And this is like a pattern you should remember. It's a really common attacking pattern.
Queen h4. Don't play the moves like I want to calculate this.
Okay. Queen h4, what will white play?
Queen h3, rook h1, king takes h1, queen takes h1.
Very nice. That was good. You calculated that fast. So here, and then this is a nice distracting the defender. This is such a common pattern, this kind of check to chase the king away.
Wait, but Daddy, can't he do king g2?
Well, but then we have two pieces because you didn't take my rook.
Oh.
And so now I can take your queen.
With mate.
With mate even, yeah. Yeah, and by the way, after here, if you go rook h2, this is another checkmate. Queen f1. So, yeah, if I sack my bishop like this... oh yeah, he pointed out that you can't go here because of boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Wait, Daddy, I want to show the viewer something.
So basically, white has to allow... Hold on. White has to allow perpetual like this. And it's just an easy perpetual check. Okay, we're going to go back to the game. Queen f2, queen e7, and here comes the point of h3, g4. We open up the f file, and now f6 is very, very weak. Bishop d3. Rook d1 attacks the bishop. Bishop e4. And now we see the
b6.
The title of this game. So the title of this game was "The Passed Pawn's Lust to Expand." Lust is like when you really want something. So passed pawns want to move. Now the problem is you can't just throw them down the board with no help. But here, white has taken a lot of effort to clear the way for the pawn, and then put his rook behind the pawn so it can help the pawn down the board. And now that the pawn is very well defended, he can finally push it with d6. Queen e5, and now d7 is already a big threat. By the way, the queen can't block the pawn because I take on f6, and now I have all these mate threats either on g7 or on f8 in the position. So black can't play this way.
Wait,
Queen
Daddy,
e5.
can I show the view or something?
Yeah, tell me what you want to show.
Go back to there. No, I mean,
Tell me with notation, not with the mouse.
when the queen was on d7.
Okay, queen d7, yeah.
Alright, let's say... Wait, does it? Queen takes f6. What if queen f7? Asking to trade queens.
Okay, so queen f7. I will
d7?
grant your wish. Trade the queens, and then play d7. And
Wait,
if
why not play d7 first?
well, because that would hang my queen.
I know what's...
Oh, I see. You're tricky.
Yeah, I'm tricky. But Dad.
d7 is... hold on.
Feels.
Hold on, use your words.
So-
Tell me with notation. d7 is good. D7 is
Queen
good.
takes, let's say a queen
d7 is very tricky.
Queen takes f6. You could do takes with rook. You could do takes rook.
Well, I could, but it allows king f7
Oh!
when I would still be winning,
Oh.
but this is just made in 2, so might as well do it.
Dum 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 daddy daddy.
d7 was a very nice little trick, and it looks like it completely works. Totally works.
Completely works.
Completely works.
Look at the evaluation.
If he goes here...
Look at the eval bar.
Actually, this
Look
is
at
a little
that
tricky.
ego.
Okay, but here I just take and take and make
Yep.
queen.
Yep.
Alright, so queen e5 is played in the game. Bishop f4. Bishop is helping, getting back into the game now with tempo.
Queen takes
So
queen
one thing
d7.
about this part of the game is that every move that Fischer makes is coming with tempo. And so black just has to respond to his threats over and over and over and over again. And everything that Fischer is doing is just threat. And making threats one after another is a very good way to push your opponent around and get what you want to do done. So here he wants to push his pawn. He wants to bring pieces over to help his pawn. He plays d7 now, rook d8. Queen e2 is getting on the e file because the queen can invade either here or on e8 also.
And we're funding the e4 bishop.
Absolutely, that's the big threats. Queen f3. Yeah, if he takes this pawn and tries to check us to death, it's not going to work because we have check at the end. And if king f8, what do you do?
Bishop d6.
You have something better.
What? What's that?
You have something much better than bishop d6.
Bishop h6.
Mates.
Mate.
And if king g7, what do you do?
King f. No, not that. Like. Queen e7.
Yeah, you win a rook with check. Because the king can't run here because of the bishop. So next we take the
queen
check.
takes f3. We'll leave that.
So in the game, instead of queen takes h3, he played queen f3, trying to trade the
Queen
queens
takes
off.
f3. Bishop takes f3. Bishop c7.
Yep, and this is just GG. Because,
GG.
hold on, so how do we win? So if takes,
Take.
we take the rook. And how do we win here?
Bishop takes f6.
Yeah, actually any bishop move wins because we just put
Wait,
the...
even bishop at e7?
Yeah, not that one, good point. Not that one. But like bishop b6 would win.
Yeah. Okay,
Funny way to
everything
win.
else will
But bishop takes f6 wins.
Alright.
So,
We are gonna do puzzles.
wait a minute. What did we learn from this game? What was the moral of this game? Don't touch that, don't touch.
It's
You're
still
gonna knock the
working,
cable
still
out.
working.
What do we learn from this game?
Get your pieces activated.
No, that's what you say every time. I want you to think about what actually happened in this specific game.
The past pawn.
The pass pawn. Okay, so this game was about the pass pawn. What do pass pawns want to do?
Promote.
They want to, right. And to promote, they want to move, right? Pass pawns want to go forward. And in this game, Fischer... so what does the defender want to do to pass pawns?
I want to help them promote.
No, the defender, the guy without the pass pawn. What does he want to do to your pass pawn?
He wants to promote it.
That doesn't make sense. The other side can't promote your own pawn. So,
defender. Oh, he wants to capture it.
well, yeah, but short of that, what does he want to do?
Um,
So I want to push my pawn forward. How does he stop me from pushing my pawn forward?
he goes on. He attacks me.
No, he wants to block your pawn.
Oh, block.
So for example, in this position, what black really, really, really wanted to do was to block my pawn like this. See this knight in front of my passed pawn? This passed pawn's not going anywhere because there's a piece in front of it, and it's just holding the pawn in place.
Hey.
Like this. This is what the defender wants to do to passed pawns.
Hey.
Now if you try to run forward, it's no problem. I just hold you right in place. That's what he wants to do.
He wants to make me fall.
So he wants to make you stuck. He wants to make your passed pawn stuck by blocking it. So later, Fischer pushed the blockaders out of the way, right? This queen was doing that same job. It was blocking the passed pawn. That's what the defender wants to do.
Okay.
Fischer got the passed pawn out of the way. He put a rook behind his passed pawn to help his passed pawn move down the board.
Everything is good.
And then the passed pawn rushed down the board and quickly became
Important.
a queen. So passed pawns want to go forward, but pawns always need help to run down the board. That's the lesson of this game. All right. Cut out.